Welcome back to Vault or Not, and we're revamping how we break down exotics. From now on, we'll look at an exotic in its entirety instead of the normal breakdown model that we usually follow. We'll still touch on the various uses for Gambit, Crucible, and PvE activities. Before we get into that, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and as well, make sure to check out the other Vault or Nots on this channel. So let's start with the features of the Tarrabah. The intrinsic trait of this submachine gun is Ravenous Beast. This weapon stores power when dealing or receiving damage. Now to proc this, it takes about 50 hits in PvE, or for PvP it's a bit less. Once this trait is procced, you're going to have a fun time whether it's in PvE or in PvP. Then there's Bottomless Appetite, because what beast is ever truly satisfied? Bottomless Appetite allows for the duration of Ravenous Beast to be continued so long as you're dealing continuous damage while Ravenous Beast is active. Also, this weapon has no catalyst, which kinda just needs to change. But let's hit the lore real quick of this weapon. The world is very big again. It used to be small. I know because I was born inside its CommWire satellite data wave skeleton. But even before that, before the traveler wove us into a tapestry of peculiar threads, this was a planet of big worlds. Many of those worlds were lost in a collapse, but not the one you're thinking of. Before the Great Collapse, there was another, a longer, slower, bitterer collapse. Some things survive. Names upon rusted signs, phrases and impervious microfic. As other guardians save humans, I save words. I save stories. That is my mission. Here on the shores of Hawksbury Sea, I surface the survivors. The sweet-voiced Kulong, the swift kangaroo, the sharp-fanged Tarrabah. It's a mission the traveler started. After all, she surfaced me. The Tarrabah has a 750 RPM that increases to 900 RPM once Ravenous Beast is procced, which then makes it one of the fastest SMGs in the game when Ravenous Beast is procced. Without it being procced, the 750 RPM puts it next to the Huckleberry in terms of exotic SMGs. Now, there are some legendary SMGs that are hitting for that 750 RPM, such as Extraordinary Rendition, Borrowed Time, and there are some legendaries like Death Adder and Funnel Web which can hit up to the 900 RPM. Now based off that, you're probably wondering if Tarrabah is even worth buying from that exotic locker. Well, this isn't locker or not, it's vault or not, and I mean, that's a hard decision for me to make. You know, if you have the materials, I say buy it. If you don't, maybe you need like a sleeper or something. Who knows? Ravenous Beast allows for an RPM increase and a damage increase, thus allowing you to mow down adds and guardians alike. In PvP, in the Crucible, once Ravenous Beast is procced, you become this raging animal, which is actually kind of fun to use. In Gambit, you can have the trait ready to proc by dealing damage to adds and then invading. Once you invade, unleash the beast and have fun. The increased reload, RPM, and damage buff can be a bit overwhelming for opposing guardians at times. Almost like you're stun locking your guardian. It's a weird sense of satisfaction that I get from it, but hey, that's just me. Until something with a little bit more power hits you. Ravenous Beast in PvE is pretty good as well, especially for solar shields. Just lay a few clips into an orange bar and keep it pushing. This weapon is pretty solid for ad clear, but it's not on par with Osteo or Wrist Runner, in my opinion, when it comes to the ad clear. Because, you know, Wrist Runner, you know, the whole arc thing kind of is a little bit overpowered. And the Osteo's tracking and poison, okay, come on now. But it's for sure above Huckleberry, in my opinion, when it comes to ad clear. In the PvP sense, it's a tad bit below Osteo, and it can be argued it might be just a little bit above Huckleberry. It's for sure above the Wrist Runner when it comes to PvP. So it's kind of not the best exotic SMG, but it's not the worst. It's not even like middle of the pack. It's just, it could be argued it was probably the best before Osteo came out. Mind you, I love this gun, and I am being as objective as I can. The sheer fun located behind this gun can't be denied, especially when Ravenous Beast is procced. You just look like a maniac who has just gone on a rampage half the time. In terms of vaulting this weapon or not, I believe if you don't have Osteo, it's not a bad option for an exotic SMG. Now, of course, there are better options for an exotic weapon of any sort, but it all comes down to your playstyle, really, when it comes to this weapon. Do you like to play fast-paced? If you do, the Tarrabah is for you. And with that being said, I don't think I can say that you need to vault this. This is a no vault for me. Now, as I said earlier, would I pick it from the locker if I didn't already have it? Maybe not. But I did pick it from the locker, so I guess I would say it's a locker pickup. It's a fun exotic to use, and you can't deny that. So, as I said, it's a no vault for me. But once again, this has been Vault or Not. Join us next week for the Thunderlord. And check out all of our previous Vault or Nots here on the channel. Be easy, my fellow Guardians.